Welcome back for another episode of Satisfactory. Today's episode is brought to you by my incompetence of the recording. I was recording the build of everything, but it didn't turn out so hot because it was only capturing part of the screen. So I'm going to do a walkthrough tour of everything that's set up here for the fuel generators. Starting off with 2 sulfur nodes producing a total of 350 sulfur per minute. Now, we'll get right to it. As the title of the video already is stating, we have a capacity of 27,000 megawatts. And during production, on other testing that I was doing, it was spiking up about 3,700 megawatts for a net of 23,300. It was definitely worth the build. Got a lot going on there. Now, oh yeah, the fog, love it. Okay, here we go. So we've got the 450 sulfur per minute coming out here. Whoop. And no, I didn't cut the trees down because I looked at it as they are sweeping off any residue that's on the sulfur to make it more pure. So sulfur's coming in, and as soon as production backs up, it will go into these 3 storage containers along with those 4 storage containers. Here I am making compacted coal. Coming in off of there up the other end is 480 coal per minute going into 2 storage buffers. Now this facility with the 20 assemblers is making 500 compacted coal per minute. However, the belts only handle 480 per minute. So that's what I was originally starting my build off of, was the 480 per minute. And then I was wanting to get symmetrical with the layout of the fuel generators. So I upped the capacity from, I think it was originally 22,000 up to 27. I'm getting ahead of the game. So the compacted coal coming into these 2 industrial storage containers. And again, as soon as everything gets backed up, this will be going in here to be able to supply the 480 per minute. And I've got a door going on over here. Now I don't have any ammunition for my rifle because this build was getting to me. All right, no dance partners, we're good. So it's kind of cool and interesting. Yep. No, oh, there's one. Okay, I'll be real quick. 480 coal coming in, 480 compacted coal going out. Now come on over here and hide a little bit. I did set up a rail line just to continue on down here into this direction. I'm getting nervous. Yep, there. Okay, we're out of here. Let's get away from him. Oh, and the fog is lifting. So, what I ended up doing was, where is it? There's the crystal oscillator factory. I basically just ran a line kind of right along here and came out to here. Ended up having 2 oil extractors there producing 300 oil per minute. And our turbo fuel facility starts right here. And yeah, I've decided, I haven't decided well, I've decided that I'm going to be building up here in this area for the next factory. I haven't decided if it should be the supercomputers or start getting to work on the stuff that we need for the space elevator to unlock tier 7. The stuff for the space elevator, well, no, the stuff for tier 7, I need supercomputers for that. So I don't know. I'm still debating on what's going to be going on next. Well, so the compacted coal, I ended up attaching it here to the walls and just had it belted all the way to the facility. Now, on this train, I started with 16 rail cars just to bring in material to do the build instead of making a bunch of runs. Well, on some items I overestimated, on others I underestimated, so I ended up having to take a couple of trips. The biggest one was the amount of concrete. I ended up using 6 rail cars of concrete. Was it 18,000, 19,200 concrete? And I've still got a little bit left over in 1 or 2 of those. The lesson I learned from this is I am going to start still using the MSR, main supply route, to continue bringing supplies over so I don't have to make as many runs. Now, the deal with it is, though, on this build that I learned, oh, there's a preview of it, is to go ahead and bring the supplies for the refineries, for belts, pipes, cables, poles, stuff like that. Then go back and get more supplies for the next phase of it, which would be the fuel generators. Lesson learned on that one, so that's good. Now, the oil facility, woohoo! Let's try it again here. There we go. Is right up there at the end of that line up there. Just, I mean, literally. Well, let's just get over there. There it is. Right there. That's where the oil pickup is. It's a 2-minute round trip to get over here to the drop off for the crude oil, and it's coming out at 300 per minute. So, there they are. Yeah, these guys decided to go ahead and respawn because I had the power cut off twice. Oh. Along the way, what I ended up doing was just isolating this facility from the rest of the world over there. And it was that's why it was giving me the net numbers on it. So we've got the crude oil coming into here. Again, total of 300 per minute. Coming into 2 industrial storage buffers. Then, the crude oil. Ooh, here we go with the numbers. Let's make sure I can keep these straight. Let me get up here. I've got my notes, but I've also set up a little path to smooth it out and give some view of the Satisfactory here. So, 10 refineries making heavy oil residue at 400 per minute and 200 polymer resin per minute. Now, the heavy oil residue is going off into these 2 industrial storage containers, or buffers, I should say. The polymer resin is going off there into that awesome sink, so it does not get backed up. This is the only product that will not get used here at this facility. Now, I'll probably end up setting up another facility for plastic and rubber, because I think we're going to be needing a lot more of it. So then, now over here, I have 14 refineries making packaged water. There's also on the other side down there in the water is 7 extractors pulling out water, obviously, into 3 pipes to feed all 14 refineries making the packaged water. There's 840 packaged water coming out per minute. Now on this other side, the heavy oil residue is then going into 14 refineries along with the packaged water to make packaged diluted fuel. And my notes are, yes, 840 per minute of packaged fuel coming out. Then those 840 packaged fuel are going into 14 refineries to get unpackaged. Then the empty containers are being wrapped back around, going along there into those 2 storage, the 2 industrial storage containers. Now, I've got 13, no, so how many did I have? I did originally start with 9,600 in each one. 4,800 in each one. Then they filled up, so then I jumped it up to 9,600. And that seems to be about right. So 9,600 per each line. It's no problem. It's working out really good. Now, Then the fuel, woo, is coming along. And these 3 pipes wrapping around over to here, going into 36 refineries making turbo fuel along with the compacted coal. And it's producing 677 turbo fuel per minute. And then that turbo fuel is then, let me speed it up here, is coming along and going off into 180 fuel generators. Now, I know some people are cringing right now. Well, you can't do that off of the compacted coal and the oil that's coming in. Well, I am doing an experiment on this. I then set up 36 industrial fluid buffers to store extra turbo fuel. And a conservative estimate is having 900 per industrial fluid buffer to give me a total of 120 hours of maximum capacity on all 180 fuel generators. And this one industrial fluid buffer I set up there because if need be, I will just set up another 36 up here on the top row, and then I'll have 240 hours at maximum capacity. But as we all know, we don't hit the maximum capacity. Well, yes we do, but then it's only for a short moment because then we have a brownout and everything shuts down. So that is what I'm going to be experimenting here with this. This should get me through until I've got nuclear fuel up and running. This build was huge, by far the biggest one I have ever done. At times it was frustrating, but I enjoyed it immensely. And everything on these fuel generators. Oh, that's the numbers on these. There's 15 per row and 2 pipes. Let me see it down here. Yeah, 1 pipe handling 60 fuel generators. Now, I've got capacity if I need to extend it on out, but I'm not going to. Now, this should be just enough for everything that's going to happen. Let's see, what else did I miss here? I think I've got it all covered there on it. Those were the numbers. Oh, you know what? Here's the final numbers. There's 2 oil extractors bringing out the crude oil. 88 refineries total. 180 fuel generators. 49 industrial fluid buffers, and 36 of those are storing the turbo fuel. Those are the numbers on all of it. And whoa, I am so forward looking to building something else. But as always, thank you for joining me on this journey in Satisfactory, and enjoy life and be safe.